Well, hello there. Today is Tuesday, and it's September 15th of 2020, and this is what it looks like today. It was raining a little bit more just a little bit ago. It kind of goes in spurts because they've got some hurricane that's heading this way, but you never know. A lot of times they die right before they hit ground, so you have to watch the last 40 miles to ground and then when it hits ground, if it does, because I think 85% of them don't hit ground. They'll die before that. That thing's traveling about 2 miles per hour. That's travel time. That means like walking forward. Okay. Last night it was spinning at about a Cat 2, but today it's a Cat 1. It has not hit ground in Fort Walton, Florida, or Destin, or anywhere yet. But it is so-called heading towards this way, but it's nothing major right now. I just had a good friend of mine shoot me a text and go, okay, well, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, some little stress and drama here and there. Otherwise, I'm fine. But, had a couple wind bursts last night, little short wind bursts, but nothing dramatic. I always crack windows because I'm an experienced tornado person, so that's just a real good habit with me. I try to keep a window cracked. That way they don't blow out, hopefully. But we're not like sandbagging or flooding or anything here. Now this older area and stuff, like at Shalimar and Fort Walton and stuff, that a lot of the streets are like really old, so they do get a little bit flooded because they're uneven and they need to be repaved and brought up to level. And because back in like the 80s, they didn't even have curbs on all these streets. They didn't have curbs, so you could, you know, roller skate down it, drive over it, just whatever, because everything had no curb. It was just like a continuous driveway down all the streets. Some of the streets have been since rebuilt, and they've put some curbs in. And more extensive drainage. But if you wait about 30 minutes, if it's flooding up like that, you just wait about 30 minutes and it'll drain down. It drains off to wherever. It can be 3 foot deep, and 30 minutes it'll drain off after it stops raining. But this is what it looks like. You can see I'm not running my windshield wipers on ultra fast mode or anything like that. And I'm where I'm at is like half mile from the open ocean. So straight ahead, south is open ocean. So not far. I have to burn this like wham. So, but this is what it looks like today on Tuesday. And no, that hurricane has not hit ground yet. Or if it will, you never know. I think they named it Mustang Sally. Yep, Sally. But yeah, it's not like sunshiny. It's just kind of a little murky today. It's not pitch black, but it's just gray in some spots. And there's like no rain, and then a little bit of sprinkles. And then it might be a little bit rainy for about 10 minutes. It's just kind of spurts on and off. And it's not super duper windy. Like over here, it's a little bit windy. But it's not a big hairy deal. I mean, I'm out and about doing things that I need to do. I am wearing tennis shoes today, no sandals, because water builds up in some areas in puddles and stuff, and I don't want to be walking through a puddle and get electrocuted by a bolt of lightning, because it would be just my luck. I do have a friend back in California that did get hit by lightning. It was really kind of funny. He was out on a beautiful sunshiny day playing golf, and he was about, I guess, about 30, 35 years old, and he was like on the seventh hole on the seventh day on the seventh hour or something in 7 minutes, I don't know what, seventh swing, all these numbers, and then he said, and then I got hit by lightning just like that. It was a perfectly sunny day, and I was like, my gosh. And that's because the golf club you're holding is metal and it attracts lightning. So sometimes stuff happens, but I mean, he survived it and everything, so. But he was like, yeah, I'm like Superman because I got hit by lightning and I lived. But don't expect that to always happen. No, sir. Oh, and by the way, the theater is open in Mary Esther. Yes, I drove by the last 2 times in the evening and there were like customers coming in and out. It was amazing. Now, I don't know how they're doing the seating or whatever. They're not doing a ticket booth on the outside. You have to go inside to buy your tickets. But I don't know how they can afford to pay the people to work there. You know, because, I mean, you don't see but 2 or 3 cars out there. But if you want to go to the theater, you bring your face mask. You can go to the theater. Because it's open, and there was an advertisement online or something a while back about one of the big theater companies that was offering 15-cent tickets upon reopening. So I don't know if that's in effect or how that goes, but you might want to look online or call them and see what they do have to offer. But so far, this one over Mary Esther appears to be opening in the evenings only. And you'll see a couple of the employees' cars parked to the side, and then you'll see the lights come on and the signs come out of the doors, and you'll notice that it's open. And I mean, if anything, I guess you could go in there and buy their food, you know, because it says buy ticket inside. So if you didn't want to buy a ticket, you just buy their food, and that would help them out a lot. You know, donate to the cause, man. That's what I say. Everybody needs help in this day and age, and this is the first time I've seen these theaters open, and I feel so sorry for the people that own it. Whether they're private party or corporate, I feel so bad for them. But, you know, there is a good thing about it. They have found, which I knew that to begin with, I'm no doctor, but they have found that air filtration systems, not just air conditioning, we're talking air filtration systems, help to kill the pandemic. It's because if everybody breathes inside, it becomes a cloud of germs in there, and that's how people get sick, is breathing that consistent cloud of germs. So if there isn't like fresh air coming in, or the air being sterilized by a filtration system of some sort, an ionizer or a HEPA or whatever, that it becomes safe if you have that filtration. And you know, it's funny because I always have those filters in my house. A good friend of mine, Doc Hillman, he had them all over his house, and he was a real big smoker. And I mean, his house was always about 30 degrees and had all those filter things standing around on the floors, you know, every room, every floor. And I mean, it was like walking into a hospital at his house. So he was way ahead of the times. So that's a good thing to invest in. You can buy them new up to like $250 or so at Walmart, and then I think as cheap as about $50. But you can go to secondhand stores and get a nice one and just clean it up and run it. And if you can get one with the washable parts, like I have one that has washable parts. It's electronic, so it catches everything on a metal thing. a stainless thing. And so I just wash all that. And then I have another one that has, the unit does its thing, and then it also has a big filter, which I will vlog for you guys hopefully today and show you that one. But you better get on it quick because they're going very quickly. Very, very quickly they're going. Because they just announced that those work wonderfully for the pandemic. So check it out. But really, your best bet, go to a used store, your Goodwill, or your local Mission, whatever, and see if they've got some laying around. Doesn't make a difference how old they are or anything like that. You can get them anywhere from about $10 to $30, and some are brand new in the box, never been used. So the only thing that you need to be concerned with is if it is an older model, look up online that model number and look up the refill cartridges or filters for it to see if they're still made. Because I did buy two a few years back and they didn't make those refills anymore. So I had to wash it by hand and let it dry forever when it really wasn't a washable filter, but it still worked. Because you had to clean the inside part of the unit too. But, I mean, get it without filters like ionizers or something like that. Those work wonderful. You don't buy any filters. You just wash the piece that you take out. And it has a little light. It tells you when it stops working or it hisses. It makes a funny snake noise like every 30 seconds. But if you try to clean them every 2 weeks, they're really good. Once a month is kind of pushing it. Some people never clean them for years and they think they're just going to keep running, but they're not very effective. They get all kinds of stuff out of the air. Smoke, pollen, all kinds of things. They're really wonderful to have. I swear by them, I really do. But do check that out. This one here, this is Mary Esther. It's Santa Rosa Mall by the Dillards, okay? And this is the theater I was telling you about. It's called Regal Cinemas, okay? And we're pulling up near it. And they also have Surge Trampoline Park, which looks like it's open because there's a bunch of cars over here. Let me pull around so you can see this, okay? Now you're going to see the Dillards straight ahead over there. That's all Dillards. This is a JCPenney that has a 60 to 80% off sale right now. That's probably all employee cars because most of the customers park out front. The mall is very busy. It's been doing really, really well lately. I'll show you this, the Surge thing. This is Surge Trampoline Park, okay? And you see they got a bunch of cars, okay? Now we're gonna go around again. JCPenney, Dillard's, and then this right here at the back of the lot is Regal Cinema, okay? This is the theater. And you'll see that employees will park over on this side. There'll be a couple cars over there. That's how you know they're gonna open. But I've been seeing it open at night, so you might want to go online and look up Regal Cinemas of Mary Esther, Florida, which is next to Fort Walton, and the bar, and see what they're listing their tickets for, whatever, when they're doing their showings. But they are open. There's nobody there right now, but there will be. I don't doubt it. Because this storm isn't doing anything really yet. The sky is moving pretty fast, but it's when the rain stops and it gets real quiet is when it's really scary. And that's whether it's sunshiny or not. I've been in a tornado on my own house on a perfectly sunshiny day with no rain and no wind. And all of a sudden, boom, Okay, this got a little bit of water in it. See how deep this is? That's pretty deep right there, but I can make it through. I have my truck today. Yep, there we go. Starting to rain a little bit right here. I hope I can get my stuff done. It should be nice. Lots to do. This used to be the old Sears over here, where the storage places and you hold one. That's what they need to do, is start taking these abandoned malls that are all around the country and make apartment buildings out of them and storage complexes out of them instead of letting them just sit and rot. It costs so much money to build them. Huge money, and I mean they use concrete and steel and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty strong buildings, you know. I think it'd be neat for a hotel, a big giant, you know, hotel would be neat in an old shopping mall this weekend. You have a little coffee shop and a couple little things in there, and maybe a little indoor playground for kids or something, you know, something neat. But anyway, talk to you guys later.